Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Fear and Hunger. This time, we're playing Fear and Hunger 2 Termina. I haven't played this game at all, and I'm kind of excited for what it holds. I know it's a sequel to Fear and Hunger 1, obviously. The music's already going crazy, there's graphical glitches on the screen. I know that this is set sometime in the far future, like the 1990s, around World War II era, but that is the only thing I know. So we're gonna start the new game and get started right now. And immediately, there's like 8 different characters. Some of the more interesting options, this guy has an eye patch, which is interesting. I wonder if he only starts with one eye. This guy is a yellow mage, although we haven't seen yellow mages in the current time. I guess the current time in this game, rather. So already they look very different. Like you can actually see their face, you can see their eyes. The eyes glow yellow, which is interesting. Also of note, she starts with a wheelchair, which is super interesting. I wonder if she can actually walk, but you can see the wheel just peeking out on the, let me grab my mouse real quick. Right there, you can just see the wheel peeking out here, which is an interesting observation. And there's also frickin' Jotaro. This guy is obviously inspired by JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I don't care what anybody says. The influence here is pretty striking. So let's go through these one by one and kind of see what we want to start out as. It's not too important because I'm sure we're not going to get very far, but nonetheless, I want to just read all the character descriptions. So we have the ex-soldier, who excels at ranged combat and has great aim with most firearms. So this is telling us basically two things. First of all, firearms probably don't have that great of accuracy. And secondly, there are firearms in this game, which is super interesting. Then we have the occultist, who apparently has offensive abilities and skills. Less impressive when used properly. So based on what I know, assuming the gods are the same, I'm assuming that she starts with a couple Gorgoroth spells, but I have no idea. Also, these two are both 18, which is interesting. You actually get their age. Next, we have the doctor, who apparently focuses on curing different status ailments. So possibly he starts with some Sylvian spells, and I guess one eye, so potentially less accuracy, maybe? They're also 28, and their gender's kind of ambiguous, because I can't tell if that's supposed to be like breasts or like just chest or just like a fold in the clothes. And I'm not sure we're supposed to be able to tell. These could also be like pleated pants or like a skirt, either way. And the face is rather androgynous, so that's interesting. The description also doesn't give us much info on like pronouns or any of that, so who knows. So the mechanic is 27. She's adept at crafting her own makeshift weapons and traps. And she has mechanical skills and understands more complicated machinery. So this is really interesting. I wonder how much machinery we're actually going to see in the game. I'm also kind of getting Winry vibes from Full Metal Alchemist, but that could just be me. We might actually start as her, but we're going to look at the rest of the characters and then decide. So this is the Yellow Mage. Contrary to the other priests' belief, Yellow Mages don't dedicate their lives to worship. Yellow Mages use otherworldly powers only to their own benefits to further their own agenda. So this is super interesting because normally the Yellow Mage in Fear and Hunger 1 was actually an adversary, and this time it appears that they're actually playable. So I know Yellow Mages followed Nasra, which means that they use typically Grogroth spells. So I'm curious if the occultist is actually a follower of something else, because it says while not as strong with harmful and offensive skills. So maybe it's more of like a variety of different spells. That also makes me curious if the doctor actually has like Sylvian spells, or if it's more of a natural healing, like bandages and surgery and stuff like that. So the woman in the wheelchair is the botanist. I forgot to say the Yellow Mage is 32. So we have like 18, and then 27, 28, and then 32, and then we go back to 20. Her knowledge covers a wide variety of plants and herbs. She can create mixtures with strong healing properties, or use her knowledge to create potent poisons. So again, this doesn't seem like spells. It seems more like natural remedies and herbs and all that. Maybe like more to do with crafting, is my guess. Then we have the thug or boxer. This is the Jotaro character. He's 31, as opposed to like 17 in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Life in an underground boxing ring has taught the boxer how to deal with opponents barehanded. He excels at close quarters combat. So that's super interesting. So I guess he doesn't need a weapon in order to do damage. So he might be a good starting character before we can actually find weapons that are worth using, but then maybe towards the end he is absolutely useless. So I think we might start as him. And then we have the journalist, age 26. Having covered wars, coups d'etats, and other disasters, the journalist has picked up various skills to help her survive. The various survival skills, but also persuasion, which we didn't do at all during Fear and Hunger 1. So that's very interesting. Now, already I can tell that the gameplay is going to be quite different. So, yeah, we're going to start out with the thug or the boxer. Ooh, his name is Marco. Okay, let's just leave everything at default and let's go. Or not, we got to choose a difficulty. So there's easier mode, Fear and Hunger mode, and masochist mode. I don't know what the X is supposed to be, but I'm assuming this is you hate yourself mode. We're just going to go regular Fear and Hunger. We're not going to bother with easier mode. And we're going to jump in here. Skip character history? No, of course not. The soothing sound of rail tracks. You are not used to such peaceful and tranquil atmosphere. Oh boy, the translation is something else here. You can't help but let your mind wander. You reminisce what has led you to this point in life. For the majority of your life, you've only known the streets of the Vatican City. This is actually the first time in your life you're traveling this far from those narrow and crowded alleyways. Things don't look that fancy elsewhere. Traveling is overrated, you think to yourself. In your earliest memories, you remember spending time with your parents, but then suddenly you just didn't have parents anymore. You can't remember what happened, but from one point onwards, it was just you and your sister against the world. You were still only 10 years old, but you had to make a living somehow. Okay, so this is the Kahara options. Become a pickpocket, become a burglar, or try and lead an honest life. From what I remember, it's been like a week since I've actually played the damn game, so I'm not up to snuff on my stuff. Become a pickpocket should be steal. Become a burglar should be lockpicking, and then try and lead an honest life should give us money. I don't know how important money is in this game, but I think lockpicking is going to be the best for us right now. You learned lockpicking. There we go. The Vatican City was full of street kids similar to you, and in no time you've learned the tricks of the trade. You tried your hand in breaking into apartments and stealing all the valuables you could carry. It worked for some time, but too often you got caught in the act, which resulted in you getting beat up. The streets schooled you hard, but as you grow older, you notice that you started to tower over those who bullied you before. If someone still tried to do you dirty, you were able to quickly give them a taste of your justice. Because of your size and skills in fighting, you started to attract the attention of local street gangs that tried to recruit you as their muscle. This never sounded right to you. You had been extorted of your measly salaries too many times. You didn't want to do the same to anyone. That makes sense. But turning down small-time criminals only got you to further trouble. Almost every other night you'd end up in street fights. At one point you realized that you were doing more fighting than actual work, not to mention that's where you got most of your money too. You started to consider fighting as your job. Maybe it would be worth investing into it more. You started to work out more regularly and follow a strict regimen. So I could train in strength, mass, footwork, or stamina. I have no idea what stamina would do. Footwork is probably dash, but maybe you don't need dash in this game? You also bulk up in mass or train strength. So bulk up in mass is probably intimidation more than actual raw strength. Because I know whenever you bodybuild versus powerlifting, you're just building mass, but you're just increasing like the volume of a work that you can do. You're not necessarily increasing your strength, although strength goes hand in hand. I don't really know. We're gonna train strength and see what that does. You trained your explosive power so your strikes would pack more punch. You started doing more push-ups. You used animal carcasses as punching bags at the local butcher where you worked part-time. You climbed the fire escape ladders instead of using stairs and so on. You managed to increase your strength with a couple levels in the end. Levels? Did we level up? You were doing alright in fights, so much so that you started to build a little reputation on the streets. In no time, you moved on to underground boxing rings, where there was more money on the table and less danger of the opponent pulling a knife in the middle of a match. Oh boy. While you were busy in the ring, your sister had grown into a beautiful young woman who attracted all kinds of admirers. It would have meant trouble if it wasn't for your mean reputation. Oh no. Most low-life thugs on the streets knew that they'd have to answer to you if they tried anything dodgy. That didn't mean there weren't those who tried. She started to get close with a known mobster, Riccardo Accardo. I'm assuming that's an Italian name? I don't normally see like the double C anywhere but Italian. I could be wrong. He was the heir to the Accardo branch of the family. The family was an organized body of criminals operating in the Vatican City. Okay, so this is the mob, basically. For all intents and purposes, the family was a mafia. There we go. But they also had deep ties to the church, which in turn was running the country, so it was a bit more complicated. Despite being a mobster, Riccardo seemed decent enough. He had a flirtatious and flattering way of speaking, and in general got along with everybody. He took notice in your skills and tried to casually recruit you to their ranks. You politely declined the offer. Oh, so I don't even get an option. Okay. Since you didn't take the offer, Riccardo had another one on the platter. He proposed that he'd hook you up with a real boxing trainer to get you to the next level. You again declined, but your sister insisted that you'd at least try it out. You agreed. Things started to feel more professional the second you stepped inside the gym. The trainer, an elderly gentleman who had an impressive record of previous apprentices, was impressed by your raw skills. He thought that the best way to push you further would be to choose where to specialize. Oh, accuracy, evasion, defense, or offense. Well, we already got a strength boost, so I'm assuming accuracy might do something. You learned bare-fisted proficiency. His methods proved effective. Soon you had your first real bout in the ring and won the match with relative ease. Your sister and Riccardo were there to congratulate you. You continued with your winning streak. The hype around you was growing, slowly, even where you started to believe the hype. Riccardo was able to organize big matches one after another. You started spending more time inside the family quarters with Riccardo and your sister. Without noticing it, you had been pulled into the criminal world. What started as helping out a friend became a more frequent occurrence. Soon Riccardo showed his true colors as well. He had been building you up for a fated boxing match. Apparently, your next opponent was a former family member who had cut all ties to the organization. Your job was to kill him in a boxing match. Oh boy. You politely declined, but at this point there was no turning back. Riccardo reminded you that he got your sister back at his flat, and she'd feel it in her skin if you didn't comply. You didn't know what to do. Soon you found yourself in the ring with the ex-family member and the bell rang. He was a tough opponent, but you managed to get the best of him. You were able to counter one of his attacks with a knockout hit. Things moved in slow motion as you saw Riccardo in your corner nodding with a sly smile. You followed up your hit with another, and another, and another. You didn't even stop when the man hit the ground. The referee had to pull you away with all he got before you stopped. The damage had already been done. You had killed a person. This is heavy. This is real heavy, and we've just started the game. Another thing I just want to note here, this is really long. Like, the intros to Fear and Hunger 1 weren't nearly this long. You were devastated by all this, but kept it all inside. This was only the beginning. Riccardo had plenty of dirty work for you to do, and at this point he had plenty of leverage too. Your sister started being the last resort every time you hesitated. Things had to change. Oh, this seems big. We could get rid of him, or get your sister and flee the country. Okay, so I feel like getting your sister and fleeing the country is the better option here, just in terms of, like, the outcome. But, if we're role-playing a little bit, we hate being controlled. We hate being forced to do criminal stuff, and we've already killed a person because of this person. This is not a good guy, so we want to kill him. You learned killing intent. Riccardo was wary of you. He seemed to sense your killing intent from miles away, and that's why he avoided seeing you alone to the best of his abilities. He was too cocky to consider you a serious threat, though, as if he had you under his thumb. That proved out to be a grave mistake for him. You were to meet Ricardo and a dozen of his henchmen at a local club to discuss another one of your many tasks. You had been waiting for an opportunity to see him alone, but that opportunity never presented itself. Fair enough, you thought. The moment you got to a punching distance, Ricardo had a split-second realization of what was happening before you knocked him off his feet. The little rat tried to slither away, but you grabbed him by his throat and kept slamming him on the floor until he stopped moving. In your rage, you lifted him up and threw him over the railing. He fell from the second floor to the center of the club's dancing floor. You saw him fall headfirst to the ground. You had succeeded in what you set out to do. Getting out of the club was secondary. You had to fight through a mob of Ricardo's goons. Somehow you made it out through the back door with only minor injuries and ran away as fast as you could. You ran away from the crime scene. The problem was that now both the family and law enforcement of the city were after you. Just then, you received a phone call from your sister. She had been sent to Ricardo's summer villa in the country of Valand some days prior. You explained the situation to her, and the two of you decided to meet up in the country of Rondon. There was no possibility of you living in Vatican City anymore. Interesting. So no matter what our decision there was, we probably were banned from Vatican City. You had to act fast before the police would catch up to you. What did you take with you before leaving the city? Yeah, so there's no option for dash here. I don't think. You could stock up on luxury products, medical goods, or food. Given last game we were good on medical goods and food, I'm going to take luxury products because I know money is kind of hard to come by. But money could also become useless later. So we'll have to see. I'm going to take luxury products with me and... Oh, you took a syringe of heroin and some pep pills with you. That's luxury products? Okay. You took the first train that left the country. The destination was a little obscure town called Preheville, in the country of Bohemia. You had no idea where that place was, but you figured you could plan your trip better once you got there. Save your character history? Sure, just in case we die. That's a familiar sound. Skip the intro? No. Okay, so I nodded off. And there's a girl doing a sigil on the floor. That's interesting. I feel like somebody was watching you while you slept. Oh, I have control now, and I'm very slow. Oh, what? Okay, there's diagonal movement. Let's see, so there's J, S, E, M, O, and Q. I'm assuming Q is quit, O is options. M is what? Recipes? Okay. C is character, I guess. Okay, so I have a combat jacket and a knife. What it lacks in size, it makes up for in speed. But supposedly we have really good hand-to-hand combat. So I'm gonna leave that alone for now. Technically, equipping the knife increases my attack. Not by a ton, but by some. Party talk. Bare-fisted proficiency gives you greater accuracy when fighting without a weapon. Healing intent. This will scare away the weaker opponents so you don't need to bother with them. Okay. Interesting, and I also know lockpicking. So this is a very interesting mix of skills. Apparently I'm strong and I can lockpick and I can intimidate. Heroin, highly addictive pain medication. The high creates a euphoric effect, but the withdrawal symptoms are severe. It gives you a state? It gives you a good state of mind, but potentially... Oh, I see. It gives you a plus state, but also a minus state. So, plus is, oh, hey, you're high on heroin. That's great. But the negative state is addiction? That's my guess. Pep pills. Performance-enhancing effects. Raises your awareness, but the withdrawal tires you out. So you gain speed. Then I have a lucky coin. This is exactly the same lucky coin as in Fear and Hunger 1. And then I have a shilling. I have 4 of them. Common currency in Preheville. Its value is less than that of its counterparts in Europa. Okay, so I have 4 shillings. Whatever that means. Okay. Looking through the window, the cabin seems pitch black. Okay, so that's a dead end. This is giving Final Fantasy VI vibes. Am I on a ghost train? Salaryman. Excuse me. No answer. Okay, so I guess luggages are like chests? Okay, that's the only unlocked door. Lavender. So lavender is a healing item. It max mind heal plus 5%. Okay, so I have 100 mind, so that would heal 5 mind. Alright, whatever. Wall of suitcases. Something feels off. Yeah, that wasn't just me. It started shaking. There's only darkness ahead. You can't go back. This place, it's not the train anymore. Oh boy. Janitor, you, I've been looking for you everywhere. Just where did you think you ran off to? Oh, is this going to be the first fight? The eyes of the janitor bulge out from their sockets as his expression intensifies. We can do it the hard way, too. Got left arm, left leg, sacks. Okay, I think we want to do the left arm here. I lost my left arm, okay. Alright, and I'm dead already. Oh boy. Let's see you dash around like a little jailbird without these chicken thighs of yours. Oh, God. Oh, wonderful. He left me alive. Oh. Oh, I think I know what this is. This is the Hall of the New Gods? The hell did I stumble into? What is going on? I thought I was dead. Ah, there you are. A mysterious person greets you in a monotonous voice. Got you pulled away from that nasty place. You were going deep into that rabbit hole. To show his goodwill, my master has mended your wounds and tatters this once. What a joy. Now you are safe under the beautiful green hue of the moon. Welcome to the Moon Tower. What's going on? That's what I'm here for. To explain the situation you are currently facing. To explain the great once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that has befallen within your grasp. Since our words could not possibly reach my master, I speak in his behalf. And who might my master be? Well, for now, let's just say that he is the delinquent one. Rur, the trickster moon god. Oh, so Rur is the trickster moon god. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I never made that connection. Okay, so this guy follows the same moon god as Pocket Cat. And me, you can just call me Perkily. I am a humble servant of his celestial majesty. You are the dreamer. He is the dream. My master has invited 14 of you to join in this jubilee of cosmic proportions. 14 candidates, but only one true victor. The festival of Termina is upon us. What is this festival of Termina? It is a festival to give you, the humans, a peek to grandeur and a chance to reach for illustrious heights. The festival to end all festivals. This must be all very confusing to you. I won't burden you with any more information at this very moment. Just head towards the tower. That's all you need to know for now. I will gladly answer questions once you get there. But until that, let us meet again under the moonlight. You wake up suddenly. Oh, I was in a dream. Was it all just... Well, yeah, okay. The train, it seems to have stopped. You find a combat manual and a Preheville map. A map of Preheville. Use it. Okay, so the tower's north. There's the Church of Almer, the Sylvian Square, Mayor's Manor. I would assume I'm on the train station, but I guess I'm that little green dot. Grab my mouse. That little green dot right there. That's what I'm assuming I am. There's also this island. It seems foreboding. Then there's an orphanage, a national museum, Midnight Gazette. I don't know what a gazette is. Maybe like a bar? And then Dr. Kiefer and Co. and Preheville Bob. So I'm assuming that's like a clothing thing. And then that's like a... Dr. Kiefer and Co. seems like a law office of some kind. Rather than like a doctor's office. But maybe I could be wrong. Interesting. So what's this combat manual? This manual depicts basics of survival in close combat situations. Following teachings can be applied both on the battlefield and in your everyday life. Lesson 1, Strategic Dismemberment. Yeah, okay. Taking out the legs will often rock the balance of the enemy. I know this from the first game. Lesson 2, Rev Up. Okay. As the fight goes on, you'll get more revved up naturally, as indicated with your rev points, I'm guessing, increasing every turn. Use 1 or 2 points to boost your strength, or 3 to add an additional attack to your string. Interesting. There are also different skills that require rev points. These are mentioned in the skill descriptions. Devastating attacks. Sometimes the enemy might be preparing for a devastating attack. These attacks will cause massive damage or status ailments that prove out to be insufferable. Most of the time, these attacks are telegraphed somehow on the previous turn and you can see them coming. You can either dodge by guarding, or you can risk it and face the Coin of Judgment. The Coin of Judgment is your last chance in dodging the incoming attack. You can affect your chances by throwing a lucky coin into the mix by holding shift while you choose either heads or tails. Ultimately, your fate will be chosen by the higher powers. Lesson 4, shooting. You can use various different firearms on the field before even initiating a combat encounter to weaken or kill the enemy before they get to the striking distance. Have a firearm equipped, some ammo, and press shift. The effects of your attack vary from enemy to enemy. Weaker foes might even get killed from a single hit. Hold shift to run. Running slowly depletes your stamina. If you run out of stamina entirely, you'll need a short recovery time to catch your breath before being able to run again. If an enemy spots you, you'll go into tension mode where stamina depletes at an alarmingly fast rate. This tense moment will luckily pass by fairly fast. Okay, that explains my question. If you have firearms equipped, you can't run. No running and gunning. If you have injured your legs, no running either. There's a lot more to survival, but hopefully these lessons will aid you to get started. Good luck. Okay, so that's very helpful. Unfortunately, this little tutorial area seems very long-winded and kind of boring. And I may or may not cut most of it out. We'll see. Okay, so I can run, that depletes stamina, and then I stop and catch my breath. Okay. So I guess the stamina really would have been useful. The man with checkered pants. That looks an awfully lot like Kahara. You interrupt the discussion. Oh, the big Chad got up. I'm a big Chad, apparently. Who are you? What's going on? You must be just as clueless as the rest of us. The train left us all here, at the outskirts of the city. Okay, I'm getting a few flashbacks. Let me grab my mouse here. So, just on initial, so that looks like Kahara, right? That's kind of giving Darcy vibes. That's kind of giving Ragnvaldr vibes. And this dude is kind of giving Enki vibes, to be honest. I'm curious if there's actually connections to the previous characters or if that's just the art style. But it really seems like if those are the 4 archetypes, there's this guy, this guy, this guy, and then these 2. It might just be the art style, who knows. All the train personnel, everyone gone. No explanations. That's odd. It's a mystery, alright. Someone has to come for the train sooner or later. So if you're not in a hurry, I recommend just taking a seat inside and trying to relax. Okay, who is this dude? Why is he telling me what to do? Maybe we could introduce ourselves? Yeah, let's do it. My name is Marina. Okay, that's the girl with the pigtails. Olivia. I'm not going to memorize any of these names. You can call me August. Heron Saar? A journalist. Okay. Henrik. This mystic gentleman over here is Osa. It was Osa, right? I'm pretty sure it was. We were the first to wake up. I guess he's meditating or otherwise indisposed. Really don't know. Oh, I keep wanting to say Kahara. The Kahara guy is the doctor with the eye patch. Before you came out, we were talking about this. You saw a particular nightmare as well, didn't you? How did you know? Everyone saw the same dream before waking up at the train. The moon, the girl in the pink dress, the festival at Termina. It all felt too real to pass off as just a dream. Not this talk again. We should have asked that army pig. That Bremen pig. He was in a way too much of a hurry to leave. That's a sentence. I bet he knew something. This smells like a sadistic army experiment. Sounds exactly like something Bremen army would be a part of. They had similar hallucinogens experimented on war prisoners. Another sentence of all time. Now that the war is over, they have to get their guinea pigs elsewhere. I wish I had your capacity in Feist, but I really have a hard time believing every conspiracy theory floating around. I've been a journalist, I've covered wars, you know? I don't need some flaky eye-patched foreigner telling me what's possible and what's not. You haven't seen what I've seen during these past few years. I've covered wars too, you know? All men and women for the past decade or two have covered wars. What's your point again? I've seen my fair share of hallucinogens as a doctor, and I can tell from first-hand experience that there are no known chemicals that create visions that vivid. That is true, especially visions that are identical with this many people. You can feel the tension rising. Which way is the city? Look up over the forest top. Can you see the tower standing erect in the mist? Yep. That tower marks the center of Preheville. You can hike through the forest to get there. It's not that far away. That is a tall tower. All right then. You know where to find us if anything comes up. What are you gonna do? Wait here, I guess. I'm not in a hurry. We never got his name either. What was that, day one? I can't read the fancy script. Oh, okay. We're playing. So I still have all my stuff, luckily. I have a body bag too. That's interesting. So what, do I collect bodies? Nice day, isn't it? Bit foggy. So that's Abella. I don't know why I'm getting the option to attack everybody. What do you plan to do? Probably just head out to. There's no telling how long it takes for someone to come for the train. Okay. So there are 14. Only one of us can win this game. Oh. That sounds pretty sinister to me. Yeah, me too. We still never got the doctor's name. This lavender to collect? Pick up a green... Oh, that's a green herb. Okay. And some rotten meat and an egg. You know, it's funny because all the assets are similar. Like, this definitely looks like Fear and Hunger assets. But all the effects are different. The sound effects are different. Interesting. You're not entirely sure what this plant is. Is it poisonous or not? I can't collect it because I don't know if it's poisonous or not. So maybe I should come back here with a botanist? Anyway, they did a really good job with, like, the nostalgia or whatever that component is, because it's kind of recognizable, but it's also very much not. It's like that really creepy, like, maybe you recognize it, maybe you don't. Okay, as open as this area feels, I feel like it's also fairly restrictive. Like, there's only one entrance or one exit. What's up here? The second area. Okay, I guess I can't walk over there. The mist slowly creeps from the deeper woods. Okay, so this is the deeper woods, I guess. It's creepy. Yeah, so she's going alone. What brings you here? I don't think anyone visits these parts unless they have to. Okay, so she wants to be alone. I'm at Riverside. There is a river here. Was that Julius Caesar? Interesting. So now I'm in a sewer, and I'm hearing odd sounds. This area is huge. Oh, the heads has changed. It looks like an entirely different head. Oh. A man. Okay, what's going on here? The moon scorched is clearly out for blood. I feel like this is like the... Yeah, this is a zombie. Now I'm infected. Oof. Okay. All right. All right, I don't think I'm ready for that area yet. Oh, okay. I'm not ready for that either. Let's just leave the river. Seems very dangerous. Interesting. Okay, so everybody's gone. I remember I was told to sit and wait on the train. There's a ritual circle carved here. You could actually use it if you had something to draw with. Okay. So I don't have anything to draw with yet. Guess they're waiting on the train? Oh, she carved the circle. Interesting. It's the perfection circle used to worship certain older gods. It might come in handy if you know what to do with it. That's true, especially if we can get Blood Portal, which I assume is in this game. Oh. Okay. There was definitely a guy there that walked through. But he almost seemed like a ghost. And there's some blood over here. Okay. Horribly mutilated body, rather. But he's still fresh. Although the mysterious malformations on his face make it difficult to determine the exact time of death. Hacked off arm. Off leg. Looked like it fell over on its own. Okay. The ritual circle here. Okay. Well, there's plenty of herbs around. At least for now. There's nothing over there. Nothing over here either. Well, as big as this area is, it's pretty linear. At least it seems like it's pretty linear. So there's only one way to go. For now. So I guess the first order of business is to figure out what I'm doing. What do I want to do? I want to explore around and I want to find out if I can somehow find an ally. Oh. Okay. Let's jump down the well. Find a lucky coin. You don't feel so lucky though for whatever reason. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Wait, am I in a different area? No. Okay. This goat. Lone goat seems to be minding its own business. Edit, absolutely no reaction. Okay, I wish I could talk to it, but I can't really. Do I have a torch? I have an ornamental lantern. which I can't use. Here, let's equip myself with the Kasara, and we'll see how that changes things. Oh, I don't really like this. Doesn't appear to be any electricity. Cool, I could have guessed if the power's out. And there's something back there, but I'm not sure what it is exactly. Oh. Okay. So I guess that's stairs, and I can go under the stairs. Basement seems to be heavily locked up with a specific key. No sounds. I really doubt that I can force the door open, but I'm gonna try. Door's too strong. What if I try with my bare fists? Okay, that doesn't do enough damage. Also, my fists do more damage than my weapon does, so we'll stick with those for now. How many matches do I have? Got 3 matches. Oh yeah, I just got those. And I am quite lucky that stepping on glass shards doesn't actually cause bleeding or anything. Suitcase is empty. Oh, that's creepy. So I can see on the cross there's Almar, which really recontextualizes, like in everyday homes, especially in the US, but basically everywhere. People hang like church crosses in various places in their home, and this recontextualizes it in like a horror aspect because it's Almar. And if you know anything about the history of Almar, it's similar, but not quite the same, not quite right. Just a very interesting aspect of horror that I wasn't quite expecting here. Let's leave. Hopefully we can leave without incident. Oh, there's also these things in the wall. These almost look like, maybe I was just imagining that. It almost looked like shadow tags from like Japan, or I think in China too. Like spirit tags to ward away evil spirits. Barrels are empty. Okay. So I can go off to the left and see what happens there. Or off to the right. Fly Amanita. That's not food. Relatively mild poison is well known even by small children. Okay. It's also a rather hallucinogenic mushroom. Not sure I'd want to take those in this context, especially not. Rather starve to death. But I'll collect them anyway. Yeah, the woodsman did leave or die. Okay. I guess he doesn't want to talk to me. Geysers rise to power. don't really want to read lore right now. Let's use the map. So it looks like I can get there from the right, which is the shorter path, or the left, which goes through like a forest area. I'll go through the forest. We'll go the long way for now. Okay. There's a dead horse that can't be interacted with. Oh. Oh, those things don't have any heads. We're running. Okay. So I guess they don't chase me from screen to screen. Those are definitely headless dogs, though. And some rotten meats. Can't interact with the cars. Oh. What? Okay, so that dude definitely just sprinted. Oh. Why is he holding a baby? Closed today. Come back tomorrow. Okay. Guess I'll come back tomorrow. Okay. Alright, good to know. Apparently everything in this town wants to hunt me. Is that what I think it is? A bloody ritual crucifix. They used to have these in the olden times, but we've never seen one in person. Okay, that's quite a lot larger than the ones in the other game. That's locked from the other side. Neat. Oh. Okay. Subtle little detail. I don't really like the blood around all of them. I guess I should walk and... Looks like someone is standing still in the darkness. Ah. I can't tell if this is the way I came or not. It is. Okay, so it's just a giant loop then. Oh, okay, I think I understand something. So this is a max mind heal of plus 5%. So even though it doesn't actually heal mind, it heals, like, if something were to reduce my maximum mind, it could restore 5% of my maximum mind. And these heal 12. So if I used all three, I still wouldn't be even close to like 100%. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use one of the blue herbs, get myself to 50. And then I guess we have to keep exploring. Not really any other options. That's latrine. And then I think I saw 3 murderous dudes around. And that goes to the headless dogs. Okay. So I'm looking for some kind of key. 2 different padlocks. Carving of an eagle and a carving of a 2-tailed lion. I wonder if they have keys. Probably not, right? Oh. Okay. So this is a vial. There's a right arm carrying gas or liquid. Okay, I thought that was a gas spray at first. It looks like one of those liquid sprayer things, like Roundup. Yeah, I think I thought it was gas because of the mask. It's almost like a gas mask, but it's a pig mask for sure. We're just gonna aim for the head. And we missed twice. Okay. Pesticide spray. Yeah, that's nasty. Oh, I guess it is gas. All right. Yeah, missed twice. Yeah, we're dead. Okay, I think that's good enough for a first episode. I am thoroughly creeped out. See you guys in the next one.